This is the property market game explained with Squid Game references. By the way, do I look like 218? So I'm going to use 5 of the games played in the Squid Game series to explain the property market in Australia right now. Number 1, the RBA raising rates right now, it's like the green and red light game. Let's go to the drawing board. Well, for those of you who watch Squid Game, you remember this game of the red light, green light. You have this, this mofo over here that goes, and then, he turns around, and those who move, he'll bloody blast them and blow them up. And I meant he, I meant also she, or bloody non-binary for those politically correct out there. This mofo over here is basically the RBA. / Philip Lowe, the bloody governor of the RBA. As you guys know, we've experienced about 9 consecutive rate rises since May 2022. Well, basically every rate rise is basically like this mofo turning around and blasting people with laser beams. Over here are us homeowners or us landlords. Every time he turns around, dead. Another rate rise, dead. Another rate rise, dead. As you've seen in Squid Games, you gotta freeze when it turns around. That's actually a metaphor for those of us who frozen our rates in time before it turns around. So before the RBA turns around and shows its ugly face, some of us has frozen. For example, 1.99%. This person, 2.69%. You freeze. For those that didn't freeze in time because their rates are fluctuating or expired into variable rates, they get fried by the laser beam. For those that RBA has killed with their laser beam, and condolences to you guys. For the rest of us, including myself, which is fixed at 3%, and some of my other mates, 1.99, or my other clients at 2.69, we're playing the long game. Every time the RBA turns its ugly face away from us, we creep forward a little bit. Our finishing line towards our goal is to wait until all this inflation crap goes over and rates come back down. Let's move on to game number 2. Sadistic toffee candy game. Just to remind you how this game works, well, basically players have to use a needle to carefully go around the shape that's been chosen, and they can't break it. If they do, they get shot. And just like the Australian property market right now, our version of the toffee game right now is to make sure that every dot of our property purchasing journey is to the line. The slightest mistake in our property journey right now would potentially crack the cookie. And what are these dots on this line that we must follow? For example, one of the dots is stay within your budget. Look at your living expenses. Watch for overspending. And also monitor your rates. You gotta follow these lines religiously. Remember, outside these lines is a sweet temptation to overspend and do impulsive crap. If you pass these 2 games, you go to the game number 3. The tug of war game. You remember the game, basically 2 teams, they pull against each other, and the one that is the weakest gets dragged down to the death and die.